Due to the fact that the majority of the country is made up of deserts, growing various crops can be difficult and somewhat dangerous in Israel. For instance, the Negev that makes up 60% of Israel is a hot, dry area in the south of the nation and gets less than 8 inches of rain annually. The Negev desert factors into the events of Abraham's life and through the period of Israel's wandering in the wilderness. The region was also important from the time of the United Monarchy until the time of the divided kingdom. Despite its aridity, the Negev desert is home to cherry tomatoes, fish farms, olive groves, plantations of many varieties of fruit and vegetable, and many other unusual crops chosen for their resistance to the desert conditions. This is due to the drip irrigation system, which when compared to other existing methods, is the best solution for environmentally safe, efficient, and sustainable agricultural productivity for arid and semi-arid regions of the world to use scarce water resources. The achievement is also attributed to innovations in which researchers use technology to monitor crops such as avocados, among others.
We we prepare the irrigation solution there with all the nutrients, and it's brought to the plants through the dripper. Okay, so the tree received everything, all the nutrients it needs from the dripper. Okay,
but it's still controlled.
Yeah, it's fully controlled. This is part of the experiment, fully controlled, but no GM. Okay, and then I can take the result from here and tell the farmer in the field, you need to give so-and-so nitrogen, so-and-so potassium, and so-and-so phosphorus in order to have maximal yields with the highest quality. We assessed here both quality of the fruit, of the table grape, and quantity, the yield, okay?
What you can see very similar to what we saw in the table grape. So we can check irrigation, fertilizer, also not just macroelements, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Also microelements, we can put different stuff. And what we can see, if you will go in, as you asked before, so all the solutions are prepared there in a central point, and with pump, it irrigates the different pots. Each of them receive exactly what we want. We control it very nice. We can control the drainage out. You can see it come here. So what you can see, as I mentioned, it's less than 4 years old avocado tree. And you can see that if you are looking all around, it's like a real orchard. So the environment is like a totally real orchard. Avocado is more complicated orchard as compared to the grapes, because we need also pollinator. So this is us, and the pollinator is Ettinger, I think. So we need to combine them in order to receive fruit. They just, I think, removed all the fruit, but was a very nice fruiting already this year. And what is nice here, if you can see, there is pipes that going out from the containers, and in the end of the line, everything is collected, and we can monitor all the drainage that's going down. So we can check exactly what is going in, what the tree took up, consumed, and what is going out. So we can do everything. Everything is monitoring also with some probes that monitor the flow inside the tree. So we can, and this is online, we can see all the time the water status of the tree, understand better what is going on with the tree, how it feels, how much water is transpired via the tree. So everything is very, very controlled, and then we can much more precise in our understanding the process of this different treatment.
My name is Professor Arnon Dag. I'm the Deputy Director of the center, Gilat Research Center, which specializes on agriculture under semi-desert condition or desert condition. The main topics that I'm researching is orchard cultivation and orchard physiology. We are working on different crops like olive, pomegranate, avocado, jojoba, and we're looking for a way to optimize productivity and to have high quality fruit production. For example, in the avocados that we've seen earlier, we are looking for evaporative cooling to mitigate issues of heat stress. We have very hot and dry climate during springtime, and in order to reduce the heat stress, we spray some water on the tree. The water evaporates and cool the canopy of the tree. And we just measured the yield of one of those experiments, and we found that we reach 5 times the yield if we compare between the treated to the control tree. So this is one direction. Other direction that we are working is to optimize the irrigation level. We are looking for the right level of irrigation, again, not to waste too much water from one hand, and from the other hand, to have highest yield as possible. Just to mention that in Israel we are using all the orchards are irrigated using drip irrigation, and also the fertilizer applied via the irrigation system, what we call fertigation. And again, we are looking for the right level of fertilizer to be applied in order to maximize yield and quality. On a daily basis, how much water the tree needs, whether we need to irrigate more or we can reduce the irrigation. It's mainly, those sensors are using mainly to control irrigation, because irrigation under dry condition, under our condition, is the main issue. You need to supply enough water to the tree. When the tree have enough water, it's open the stomata. When it's open the stomata, it's doing photosynthesis and then produce sugar and fruit. So we'd like the plant to open the stomata as much as possible, so we supplied water. The invention of drip irrigation was done in Kibbutz Hatzerim. It's 5 kilometers from here. It was something like 50 years ago, and still one of the largest factories in the world exists in Hatzerim, and they produce the drip irrigation system. And the idea of drip irrigation is to supply the plant with water directly to the roots at the right place, at the right time, and not allow the water to evaporate. When we are using water by flooding, a lot of the water evaporates to the atmosphere. When you supply the water via drip irrigation, everything you supply is going directly to the plant. So the water use efficiency is very, very high. Slowly, more and more countries are using drip irrigation. Unfortunately, until now, only small proportion of the irrigated land in the world using drip irrigation, but with water scarcity, which many countries facing, drip irrigation use is one of the most promising approach to save water and continue to produce food. You know, basically in Africa, you have relatively good climate, you have good soil, in many places you have sources of water, so potentially you can produce the food you need. You can do it. But I think there are two components that are missing many times. One of them is centralized organization. So the government will supply the water, for example, or the government will supply the extension people and the knowledge. This is one component that might be missing in some places. And the other component that might be missing is enough knowledge. So you need to develop more knowledge in each area, how to increase productivity. I'm completely sure that Africa can produce more than they need, and you can export. Good example is India. You know that India in the past imported a lot of food in order to feed the people. And nowadays, India became a huge exporter of food. What happened? They start to use drip irrigation, they start to use fertilizer, they learn a lot of agriculture, they use the technology. So from a field that you get certain amount of production, you have much higher production. It can be done in Africa. The same way they've done it in India and in Israel, in Western Europe. There is no reason why not. The people in Africa are clever, they can learn it easily. It's just a matter of technology and involvement of the government.